Welcome back, our lovely salties. On today's episode, yes, we're still watching football. Was it a mini spring break this weekend? And Northerners unite, the time for Florida is now. Then, on our Saltbox topic, it's not the market, it's the rules, people. And of course, we'll wrap up with everyone's favorite, our Beaches Tide Check, to keep you in the know of all of our local events. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to get a little salty with us. Hey,
How about them Hoosiers?
Hoosiers! I
Okay,
kind of
so
love
I was
it.
born in Indianapolis.
Well, then of course you're a fan.
Well, and it was actually the school I always wanted to go to, but
Oh, really?
yeah, and I actually would because I played volleyball in college. I actually interviewed for that school, but they weren't going to be. I would have had to immediately redshirt, and so it just wasn't the right fit for me. But since then, I've
You're,
always when you live in
you're a
Indiana,
starter.
that's right, right. When you're in Indiana, you choose either Purdue or Hoosier Land.
That makes sense.
And I'm Hoosier Land through and through. But what a fairy tale story, right?
Oh my gosh, man. So such a fairy tale story. I've read so much about their coach and how what an overhaul of the culture that he did there. And
Yeah,
honestly, it just was like good old fashioned. I mean, he don't get me wrong, he just looks like the whitest white guy, right? Like
yeah,
I'm just kind of like, and he, they were talking about during the game that he does not show a lot of emotion. And he does that on purpose because
yeah,
it's to teach his players essentially to keep your head in the game. You know, I don't know if it's don't show weakness, but it's just
yeah.
like,
No, sure.
just,
Just keep it
stay
neutral.
focused kind
Yeah,
of a
just
thing.
keep
So if
it
something
neutral.
amazing happens, he kind of just, all right. And then if something horrible happens, all right. And so it's just, take it in strides. But I mean, shout out to the University of Miami too. I feel like uh, they deserve to be there. And it was exciting to see those
Yeah,
two teams there that weren't some of the, regulars, I
typical.
guess.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
typical. Yeah, I mean that were. I mean, Indiana is always known for basketball, not
Basketball.
necessarily for football. So that's really
Yeah.
exciting. Their very first win. And when we went, and so then, as everyone, or as you and I both know, then we went to Friendly's Tavern on Thursday night for their ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah.
And
Good of them to finally get around to that, given that they've
yeah,
been
I
open for
know.
2 months.
What have we've been talking about them since like December? Like,
You know what? There are people though where it's like intentions are so good, and then it's just like we get so wrapped up in life, and it's like, oh
yes.
yeah, we forgot to go back and do that.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
gotta do that. Oh yeah, we need to do that. But the amount of Hoosier wear that was there, I counted five people that were wearing Indiana stuff, and half of them didn't know what was going on and why there were so many people there. But
well, they were just excited to get a chance to wear it again because the only other time
yeah,
they get to wear it is during the
they're like,
reunion, the
dust this
reunions for the
off here.
alumni, right?
Take take the hat and dust it off, right?
Homecoming, beat it
Yeah.
off, right?
I
Exactly.
got an
Yeah.
Indiana shirt somewhere, honey. Find it for me.
And she's
I
like,
don't know
Bob,
where that thing is.
it's in your oil rags in the garage, right? Exactly.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
but you're
So
right about the basketball because it's like KU. Okay. So it's like
yeah.
KU is known for basketball. I remember early 2010s or lower. Somehow they had a good KU football season. And I think they did really well that year. I don't think they went all the way to the show. Right. But
But it was enough
people
that
were
they
just like,
competed.
football, Kansas is crazy,
It's
and it's like,
crazy.
it's
That's
crazy.
right. That's
So,
right.
but yeah, shout out to everybody in Indiana. It's funny you mentioned that the two major universities there in Indiana, it's either this or that.
Yes.
Unless you're my roommate freshman year in college and decided she didn't want to go anywhere within the state, so she went to Southeast Missouri State to get away. And I'm like, life choices. But
Life
whatever.
choices is right. I mean, there's of course Notre Dame,
True.
Notre
I love
Dame.
you,
But
Shannon, and I'm glad we were roommates, but it was just so odd to me that you picked this school. I know why I
yeah,
had to go there, but like I don't know why you went there.
that is an odd one to pick, but
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
the name sounded really pretty to her.
I mean, and you think about it too, her parents had to pay out of state tuition for
Oh
that
my gosh.
shit.
Well,
I was like,
nowadays that's like an
why?
arm and a leg. It used to be just decent that to pay for, but now it's just horrible.
Yeah.
And then now we have a week before we see the Super Bowl, and I can honestly say, like, not really excited about these teams.
Yeah. It's
Not
whatever.
really.
It's whatever this year. I mean, Seahawks, we talked about it last week. They're a freaking beast. I don't know who can
They
stop
are a
them.
beast.
I
I
certainly
know.
don't think it's the Patriots, but I mean, we'll see. Um,
Well, Sam Arnold, I mean, good for him. Like, he's been at the
First of all, yeah,
49ers.
because the Jets, what the hell, man? Like,
Yes.
why do we even allow the Jets to operate still? Because they have almost ruined so many players
So many
with
players.
bullshit. And it's just like, yes,
Yes.
thank God he got
Yeah.
out
So
of
what did
there.
he go
Like,
from the Jets to Carolina to the
yeah.
49ers, which was pretty much where he went through rehab?
But he hadn't started a game since.
No. And then he went to Minnesota. He was in Minnesota last year.
So the Vikings have got to be fucking kicking themselves, right? We were talking about
Easily.
that. Mm-hmm.
Easily. I mean,
Yeah,
that is
who's
the most
looking out
winning
back and
season
getting
that they
shot?
had. And they were like, yeah, I'm going to stick with the
Everything.
rookie.
Because you know what? Maybe they thought longevity wise, maybe they don't like redheads. Maybe
He was
maybe
20 when he started with the NFL. 20. 20. So we're literally talking about, like, I don't know how old he is, but what is this year? 2016. So he's
30.
literally,
He's
yeah.
a man. Yeah, he's a man.
But he's like in his prime at this point. He's in the same class as Baker Mayfield too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who else? Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
And
I was
who
just about to
else?
say there's Josh
Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
are they sitting right now?
I don't know. Do you remember
At
what
home.
what
Where
was
they're
the
sitting
team?
is at home. That was an easy answer, Caitlin.
I'm sorry. I walked right over it. I'm sorry. You're right. And oh God, I almost don't even want to mention Josh. I'm still so sad for him. I'm so sad for him. You know what though? The Broncos, all I can think about is that drunk guy at the seafood festival that moseyed into our booth. We made a reel about this. What
Me too.
kind of Oracle Odyssey? What was that? What was that? The man
That
knew.
was like the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yeah.
Drunk style.
Yes. Yes.
That was like,
And
I'm going to come in as a Broncos fan. I'm going to tell these girls what's up. And
I'm actually surprised
they're
because
not going to blame me because I'm going to be drunk.
Bush Light for life. Yeah. No, it's so funny because Bush Light for life. The people that I'm starting to see wearing Broncos gear, I know that they're not fair weather fans.
Yes, no, they're
just
not.
have hidden their fandom for so long. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You're from Colorado.
Yes.
Or, oh yeah, that's right. You did
Yes.
mention you were a Broncos fan a long time ago and then never brought it up again.
Yeah.
Like,
well, speaking of shirts that like are in the back of your closet and hidden, I was at the mall yesterday. So yesterday I literally took the day off. Went got a massage.
By your husband, force fed.
Oh, my husband just said, I will work your Sunday shift. You just have to promise me not to do anything. And that actually was really helpful for me because the guilt of being able to take off by him telling me that I needed to do this actually made me take the day off. And I wasn't like, let me look on the MLS today. Let me see let's see whose open houses are here
today. It's
It's
hard not to. It's like we're addicts and our drug is right here in our hand where we can be like,
what did they say that on Thursday night? One of that guy across from us was like, do you guys ever stop working? And Michael's like, they don't.
I know. We were at where were we? We're at the ribbon cutting?
The Friendly Tavern, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he should have been paying more attention because his dog fell off the stool like 30 seconds later. So.
And not only that, it just fallen off the dock earlier that day, too. I don't think it's the dog. I think it's the guy. But anyway, so at the mall, I saw a guy wearing a Broncos t-shirt, and it clearly was like, honey, where's the Broncos t-shirt? I know I got one in here. And it was like, sleeves were up to here, way too short. I mean, it was almost a half shirt. I mean, the guy was like 6'5", so I'll give him that. But it was clearly like, I mean, I don't know if the wife didn't love him because she should have said, honey, you can't wear that out in public, or at least let me iron it, or can we just throw that for a quick mist in the dryer? But he wore that thing proud. And so I was like, yeah, sorry about Bo Nix. And he was like, I'm like, sorry about that.
Seriously, we're not.
Like, I really am sorry about that.
Yeah.
Drunk guy or whatever.
Because he was probably about to be like, what'd you say? And it's like,
exactly.
Seriously, sorry for your loss. Like,
yes, exactly.
Right.
Which team are you rooting for?
I'm going to take his other ankle out. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, that's really sad. But other than that, I didn't You
They
said
were
you gallivanted around
they were
this
so
weekend.
close. The one thing I'll say about the Broncos, if they just would have kicked that freaking field goal, right, instead of
Or
losing
maybe
it
they
on the
wouldn't have
fourth
missed the other
down.
two.
Well, the thing is somebody needs to take their coach outside and hold his nose to the ground like a dog because they knew the snow was coming. You know that it was going to be that bad. You knew you should have got those points when you could have got those points.
I
Okay.
know.
Tony Romo said it immediately. And I was
He
like,
did.
limit, I love you, Tony.
Yes.
And then the whole rest of the game, when it was 10-7 for how long during the snowmageddon coming down? Should have got those three.
It
Should have
was
got
a
those three.
snowmageddon.
Should have got
That is
those
right.
three. And it was blizzard. It was a blizzard condition.
was.
You could, the visibility, the wind, the everything. It was just like,
Everything.
and again, take that coach and hold his nose down to the carpet like a dog that's messed, right? And say,
Yes.
look at it. You did it. You know what you did. Like, seriously, you knew it was coming.
This is not the time to be getting fancy. This is
Well,
time to
and where's he from anyway? He's from a different team. Oh, he's from the Saints.
He is.
Somebody should have took his head to the snow and then flipped it up to look and say, this is not a closed stadium.
No, that's right.
Get the hell back in the locker room.
I want you to look up. Do you see a roof?
Well, and it's like, he was the coach when they had ransoms out to injure the players, right?
Yes.
That was him. Yeah. Oh, he slap his hand and send him to Colorado. Okay.
That's right.
Anyway, but yes.
Well, the head coaching pool is very dry right now, as it seems like people are getting axed left and right.
Yeah, I was like, it's a swirling. What's his face? Mike McCarthy's going to the Steelers, I guess, right?
That is just comical.
I thought so. I thought so.
I saw all these memes of Steeler fans like, wait, what?
That would be like us having to take the Raiders coach. No.
Right.
No.
Yeah. And replacing Andy Reid. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I know. Right. Exactly. Let's hire somebody that's gotten their ass kicked by him 100 times.
100 times.
Because he'll know what to do. No, I was kidding.
Exactly.
But otherwise, through the weekend, after watching our little side helpings a la carte of football, because we do love it. I mean, I want to keep watching it. I just, my blood pressure was just kind of like, oh no, I'm not as vested with it.
Yeah.
But I will say this weekend, was it spring break? Did I miss a couple months here? Because it was insane here.
Oh, I will be the first to admit that,
your husband gave you the day off during spring break. I mean, he must be.
Yeah, I know, for sure. I'll be the first to admit on Sunday, I was seeing all these posts about the weather up north. And so I was like, because I can, I'm putting my top down.
Good for you.
Yeah, I took a picture and sent it to my mother-in-law, and she's like, what? I'm like, because I can. Sorry.
Love you.
It was crazy. It was busy. I mean, everywhere was busy.
It was 80 degrees
everywhere.
Both days. I mean, Saturday, you could not have paid God for a prettier day, I feel like. Not that he'd accept it, but with Sunday, same, but it was windier, right?
Exactly.
And so, but Saturday, just good God, man. Trent and I went on a nice little Saturday drive and drove all the way from Madeira Beach down to Terra Verde and then all the way back up through the Reddingtons to go to dinner.
Did you stop and get a drink at the local watering hole anywhere?
No, we were good.
You really are entering the 55 or plus.
Okay, well, I had a cooler, but there was only water in it.
Yeah, then oh my God.
Water.
At least some people go and go to the 7-Eleven and get a drink, but you're like, I'll bring a cooler, honey. That way we don't have to slow down.
Well, I won't even tell you there were snacks in there too. So anyway, just let me live my life. Anyway, so we're driving around like a bunch of tourists, right? With our little, great value Nutri-Grain bars and our freaking Zephyr Hills water bottles.
Your alarm goes off and it's like, that's just my vitamins, honey. Pull over.
Oh, we gotta eat something for my medication. But anyway, these beaches, guys, were packed, which was such a welcome sight. You're a fellow business owner here along the beaches with your Wave Runner business. We've talked to many a business owner throughout.
Yeah.
God dang, the last year and a half, 2 years. We've had many a business explaining their struggle. Overall, it seems the area is down. Unfortunately, 20-30%,
Yeah,
right, for their
yeah,
growth.
that's pretty accurate.
So this was exciting. I
It
was
was
so
super
excited.
exciting.
I say I dealt with the Gulf Boulevard traffic. My lovely fiance drove us through the Gulf
Yes,
Boulevard
you're a
traffic.
passenger princess, right?
There I was. Well, I mean, I can't help it. I still am like, oh, watch out. So I try to keep it down. But with the pedestrians, and that was a sad subject that we don't really have to dwell
Yeah,
on. But unfortunately, there was a lot of pedestrian injury
yes,
accidents that were this weekend. And again, when you have the increase in the amount of people and the traffic and everything like that, it's just unfortunately sometimes
yeah.
something that can occur
No, that's
during.
right. The statistic is that someone gets hit every day on Gulf Boulevard.
Jesus
And,
Christ.
obviously that might mean 10 people in one day, but nonetheless, someone gets hit every
It
day on Gulf
averages.
Boulevard. It's so
Yeah.
sad.
Well, on a better note, the
Yes.
pedestrian traffic, the traffic itself,
Yeah.
I
The
had
parking
multiple
at the
friends
beaches.
that
Yeah.
went to the beach and they said they were looking around the beaches. And as we're going up over bridges and looking down at the beaches and in
Yeah.
Madera Beach and Treasure Island, I could peek through down near the dog beach there at the
Sure.
end of Sunset Beach and everything like that. Packed. It
So
looked
good.
like spring break and that's great. And then we
So
wound up
good.
actually going to dinner at Cocoa Wood Grill in Reddington. Highly recommend if you haven't gone. They're not
Awesome.
they're not open for lunch though. So right now they're just open for dinner times. And so I believe they open at 4. They do have an early bird special from 4 to 5:30 for any locals that like to save a dime, besides me eating out of my cooler. And other than that, we had a reservation, which I had made like 30 minutes in advance when we decided we were going to go there. They were turning away walk-ins
Oh,
because they
wow.
had so many reservations. And sure enough, I mean, by the time we were leaving, maybe closer to 7, packed. And I'm
That's
talking
awesome.
4 tops, 5 tops, 6 tops, 8 tops, like
That's
parties.
amazing.
And I gotta say, their wait staff probably cleaned up that night because
That's
it's good,
awesome.
which is
That's
good.
great to hear.
Exactly.
That's
So
real, and it's January that we usually. I mean, it's usually quiet in January, and I
yeah,
drove by on Gulf Boulevard on Saturday. I wasn't there on Sunday, but on Saturday I drove through, and I couldn't believe the parking that was like at Archibald Park or the county
yeah.
park that's across from Speedway, and even over in Treasure Island, there was a lot of people out. It was really awesome.
Living behind John's Pass, all of the parking lots all weekend were full.
Yeah,
They were full. There were people there. It
that's
was awesome.
awesome.
I hope that every business had a banner weekend and maybe a little feather in your cap after, unfortunately, what I have to think was not that busy of a winter season. So,
Yeah, as well as it just like hope, right? Hope for
yes,
2026.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Come back when you're in the
yeah.
area,
I
please.
think that people, I mean, I think it's one thing to stay away for a year, but there are so many people that just say this is their happy place, and no
There
one
is,
wants to be away from their happy place for quite some time. So
you know,
I mean, I'm excited about this year. Every time that that Michael and I go back and forth and like we complain about something, we'd like try to say like positive vibes, like positive, like let's just keep it positive and like let's move forward and just try and figure out a way to make sure that like this year just feels as much as it can more normal, I guess, more
yeah,
normal.
yeah.
So that's awesome. That's
It
awesome.
was,
It
you know
was good.
what? Because it was normal, right? Because I feel like it was normal for a
Yeah.
snowbird season, 80-degree weekend. I feel like that was normal. And
Yes.
so I guess the shock for me was that it was back to normal because it's been a while.
Yeah. It's like, well, what if this is January? What's the rest of it going to look like?
Well,
Right.
bring it on. Bring
Bring
it
it
on.
on.
Because I
Bring
know
it
that there's a
on.
lot of Canadians that still haven't come down yet. I don't know if they're going to come down in the next
And
3
that's
years,
okay.
but we look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes.
So please do. But other than that, we were praying for our northern friends.
Yes.
You poor Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, winter's coming people.
Ye-
I just have to look down because I feel, I mean, we teased about the Buffalo topic where it's like it's the way they want it. Like they want it like that. But it's like, is it? Is it? Because I feel like right now you probably have 72 hours of solitude being trapped in your house to really think about. Is it?
Well, I'm pretty sure we have 3 seasons of episodes, so maybe they could just watch us for 3 years.
Oh yeah, and then give us feedback. Actually, I
Yeah,
would
that would
really
be
like it, but you can't give us feedback until you watch all the new episodes because
that's right.
we're better now.
Yeah,
Okay,
we just keep getting better.
we're better now. We're like a fine
I
wine,
mean, we
lady.
were always good, but like we're better at what we're doing now,
Like that song where
producing
it's
it.
like, "Look at me now,"
Yeah,
right? There we go. So yeah, we got it. We got it.
we got
So,
it. That's right.
but
That's right.
honestly, it's freezing. There is almost 200 million people in our great country that are affected by this snowstorm. I don't even abominable
Yeah,
snowstorm.
yeah, that's right.
Snowmageddon back in my day.
It
I
is
don't know how many of those
Snowmageddon.
we can have,
That's
but
it. Was that global warming, right? High contrast of heat, high contrast of winter,
how
right?
many people do you have on your timeline that every time something like this happens, they say, "Oh, global warming, my ass." I just want
Yeah. No, it like works the opposite way too.
sorry.
It's not just heat. That this is actually what happens. Extreme weather
Well,
changes.
I don't have the time to explain this and how the world is round to these
Yeah.
people, Stephanie. I don't have the time. I wouldn't get
We
shit done.
discovered that like, I don't know, 4 centuries ago, 5 centuries ago, that the world is actually round.
But they found that website that actually has the truth. So
Yes, that's true. It's
yeah,
true.
Galileo who?
Called Truth Social.
Leonardo da Vinci who? Who is it?
That's right.
So yeah,
That
whatever.
website is not Truth Social too.
I'll tell you what, they lost their was it SSL certificate, so watch out. Idiot. All right. All right, guys. So with that being said, you know where you want to be, you know where you got to be. Even if
Yeah.
it's only down here during this time where it sucks where you live. I'm sorry, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Okay? Unless you're a polar bear, unless you're a penguin, unless your blood is so thick that it is A1 sauce gravy, you know you don't want to be in there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
unless you want to just hibernate.
yeah. Even my brother, he is a bear. He's in Boston right now. They've already gotten, as of this morning,
That's
it was
right.
like 12 to 18 inches. It was still coming down. It was like -4. Even him, he was like, all right, this is a bit much.
Yeah, this is a little too much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you want to live somewhere where if you even think that you might want to see that shit again, you have to go somewhere to see it? Because
That's right.
that's how I live. So anyway,
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
still haven't thought about seeing it. So we're good.
We're good. We're good. All right. What do we got on our Saltbox topic for the day?
So the Saltbox topic is that we've realized there's a lot of rules where we
Yes.
live, and we have to make sure to spread the good message apparently to the good people of who makes these rules and who's in charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we were just having this conversation about how, there's all these things when it comes down to like the market's telling us this, but is it really the market, or is it just kind of some of the rules that are in place with everything? And
True.
it became this conversation that Caitlin and I were having about how certain things can really impact, like supply and demand. Like that's the number
Yes.
one thing. If you don't have the supply, now everyone will say we have the supply in Florida, in this area specifically, and how is it really a micro market, or is it a micro market managed by the government? And all of the people that make some of these rules are local government, and you have to kind of abide by the local government. And so we have a lot of supply over the course of the last year because of where we're at, but that supply was really in one specific bucket of who would be buying, right? I mean, investors, because quite frankly, the average, person that would be normally buying, let's say a single, what am I saying? Single
family home.
single family
in a
home.
non-rentable, like short-term rental area, that's usually going to be a long-termer. That's going to be a homesteader. That's going to be somebody that, lives there, or
They can't
that is their
afford to
second
buy
home.
it and not live there immediately.
No. And
Because
the
it
other
was
thing,
destroyed, right?
correct. And the other thing is, it was rather intimidating to figure out how to get it back to livable condition.
Because what does everyone say and complain? I can't get my permit to go through because of the rules that they have to abide by. And those rules can really handicap people. Whereas most of the cities that are around us, I mean, permits are being pulled every day. It's not a new thing. It's,
No.
it's decades old, but the rules have gotten tighter with these permits, right? And so you
Correct.
might
Well,
not
there's
have.
another level of oversight too. We never had the
Yes,
federal government threatening to come in to make sure that Nancy pulled her fence permit.
that's right. That's right.
They're
And
coming
nor do
now.
we have the federal government coming in saying you actually can't do anything with that house because the entire electricity needs to be rebuilt. Because before, unless you sold the house, it never was caught. And even if you did sell the house, if it was a cash deal, it didn't matter. But
Correct.
now there's all these rules that are prohibiting people from selling
Hmm.
and in a lot of ways people from buying. So those small little
Yeah.
markets, I did an open house on Saturday, and
Mhm.
someone asked me to do a search for them in this area besides the one that I was doing the open
Safe.
house in,
Correct.
for up to 600,000 was the criteria, 2 or 3 bedrooms in like basically Treasure Island, Madeira, and Reddington. And
Mid
unless you wanted to remediate it, there was literally like 4 options. So that means the supply's down
of ready to go types of homes
of
like
ready to
that.
go, the
Properties that they were
typical
interested in. Right.
single family homes or secondary homes that people might say, listen, I'm just going to buy this as a second home so that I have something to come to the beach that's ready to go. It's not ready to go. And so
Correct.
it ends up creating this like idea of where we think it's the market, and it is in a certain degree, but it has to do with a lot of the rules that are coming down. And
Correct. Yeah. Well, the rules too, I mean, not to get too far into the weeds here, but when we talked about the distressed properties, and granted, the listing that Stephanie and I actually have co-listed, it was one of the first properties, single family home wise, that correct me if you found otherwise, that had been completely permitted,
it was.
correctly put back together and relisted.
Yep.
So marketing that last year when we came back, there's now what you said, there's what, four within
Yes.
those mid beaches areas that have
Yes.
been remedied and remodeled up to whatever with like that, like ours. That's not a
And
whole lot
this
often.
seller has 2 other homes in the area,
Yes,
one being one that she could have lived in and one that she was renting out, that
correct.
literally were destroyed too.
Yeah,
So she was like, from a selling standpoint, where am I going to go?
right. When this sells, what am I going to do? Yeah,
So I'm not going to be aggressive. I mean, I'm not going to be aggressive about it
right. And well,
because
she's
I
not.
don't have anywhere to go.
Well, and the other thing is she's not 100% desperate either. You know
No.
what I mean? So there's a lot of people that unfortunately were hard pressed. They were hard up, they were upside down, whatever you want to kind of use the analogy to say. But the type of people that were buying are people that are very well versed in
Yes.
what was going to have to happen to basically utilize the property they were purchasing in the manner in which they
Yeah.
wanted to. That's
Yeah.
a long way of saying investors,
Yeah.
flippers, whatever you want to call them. Now, granted, there's some really good investment groups that are in this area that love this area and they're looking to invest
Exactly.
and not turn and burn.
Yeah.
They're actually looking to relocate their families here. They love the market here. They love the area. And you know what? Personally, to me, those are the type of investors that we should want to have pride in our area and to
That's
come
right.
here.
Right. Exactly.
But for example, if you have a newer investor that's into the market and they're just thinking, this is great. I get my choice of, landlocked lots for $400,000 there for a couple of months. I'm going to snatch them up. Right.
Yep.
And maybe they figured out the 50% rule and maybe they were allowed to put them all back together. Did anybody tell George that if he pulled an owner permit, that he's not allowed to rent out his property for a year?
Yep.
No. I was going to say, you're right. Yes. But did anyone tell him? No. Now,
No.
granted, maybe he buried his head in the sand and he was mailed multiple letters and he should have read the whole permit packet and all the
It's
things.
no. Right.
Ignorance is no excuse of the law,
Oh,
right?
that's
How many
right.
times have we heard that on the cops
Yeah,
episode?
that just comes down to
But
the rule, right? The rule.
but at the same time, I know of many situation where people were able to put it back together and they did not realize on a multifamily triplex duplex situation, maybe they even live on one side of it, but they've always rented out the other.
Yep. Yep.
Or I know of a precious situation, which is a grandfathered nightly. Nobody told them about the owner permit stipulation. Can you imagine
No,
if you had an Airbnb property and now you can't even put a annual in
no,
there?
no. It's crazy.
Ooh.
It's crazy. And then it goes down to the pricing piece of it, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
then the pricing. So we're coming off of post COVID, and everyone and their mother wanted to move to Florida during COVID
Correct.
because we looked like we
Keep talking.
were our
Yes.
own nation that was doing whatever we wanted to do, and you could
Well, we
live your
had.
life, is what the common phrase was, is I want to move to Florida, you can live your life. And then people were spending money like money was going to set on fire, and so they would buy houses down
Well,
here.
that and everyone said work from anywhere.
Exactly. And so people were buying things sight unseen.
Yeah. Carpe
And
diem. Yep.
yep. And then now they have these homes that our market became overinflated.
Yes.
Truly, a market should not go up 70% overnight. It just shouldn't.
No.
It shouldn't.
No.
It shouldn't. And so we are coming down from that.
I think it's writing itself.
It is.
I think it's
writing
self-writing
itself.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, instead of the seesaw self-writing slowly, we had a hurricane that went doink.
Exactly.
And now we're still trying to come back, but let's make sure it doesn't go back the other way.
Nope, that's right. That's right. And so the pricing for some of these people that were once looking, they're looking at the way it was 2019, and the pricing is kind of right sizing to that, just a slightly above 2019. But all these people that bought in 22 and 23, part of 23, 22 and 21, I mean, they're not going to sell right now unless they have to, because they're losing on it.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing money. So that impacts the supply and the demand too. And it's because of the rules of what have changed, right? Like we had these ability to have these low interest rates, and now the rules have changed. The interest rates aren't where they're at, and people can't move. And the rule of, even as you've even said it, you have to work at home now. You can't work at home now. That rule changed.
Now they're actually demanding you come back.
Yes.
Or lose your job.
Lose your job.
Which I know.
So that kind of portability doesn't happen for people. I mean,
it doesn't. Yeah.
It's just, it is. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing to look at, I think, from, we talk about buyers being back, and we had that episode 2 weeks ago. Buyers are coming back, and they actually don't have the inventory that it appears online.
I know they don't. I know.
You look in a certain area, this special area that we live in, the 33708 area code, or 33776, 33777, 337, Treasure Island, Seminole, Reddington. You look in that small little area and you pull it up, and it's like 100 plus homes. But when you start dialing it down, it's just not there.
Yeah.
It's just not there.
Talking about a lovely couple that you're working with over in the Seminole area. We just talked about this as a generic case in our team meeting last week, where it's like our single family homes in the Seminole School District with a pool. I mean, the pricing isn't what it was pre-hurricane, but those neighborhoods are still in demand for the type of people that are looking at those particular types of properties. Yeah. They are not the bungalow here on 147th and Madera that got knocked off of its, pilings.
They are enjoy the beach life, but still raise a family, right?
Yeah, and not worry about flood insurance.
Yes. 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 And that's one of the things. That's another rule.
Yeah. So if you want to move there, right? You want to live in Bardmore. You and I both know that a certain thing has to be met.
I live in Seminole. Yeah, because I have a family, and that's where I chose that. We thought it would be the best for the kids.
Yeah, no families apply on the beaches. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, no, that's right. No,
you brought a baby to a bar. Sorry,
it's a dog. Oh,
I mean, I live in Seminole because I birth things. So obviously.
Right, exactly,
anyway,
exactly.
Go ahead.
But that's where we thought, let's give the kids the most normal life that we can. That's still located where we are, but not in this. I mean, my daughter used to say, like, you could never let me go to Madera Beach Fundamental, because all I would do is stare at the window and go, pretty.
Yes. Oh my God. Good for her. Somebody finally admitted it, because I literally
was so pretty. So we live over here. We live in a home that was built pre or post FEMA rules.
Okay.
We have to pay for flood insurance.
Yep.
I am 28 feet above sea level.
Okay.
Make that make sense. I'm 2.5 miles away. I still have to pay for flood insurance. My neighbor that's across the street and my neighbor that's, I guess east of me, they are in homes pre FEMA, and one of them doesn't have to pay flood insurance. So it's like these rules are what actually prohibits us.
And that's crazy because like you said, it's literally immediately adjuncted and it's literally right next door. It's not like, okay, at the beginning of the neighborhood, Stephanie, it's 20 feet higher than you are. Like,
do we make these rules in real estate? No, it's the government. It's the local government, your municipalities. That's what we're like. That's the whole thing of this, is that we've got, like, we talk about the market. The market sometimes doesn't always impact it. And now, right now, we have, and all of these hurricane stricken, or even in these other areas that are adjacent to the hurricane stricken that people have heightened awareness around. It's not necessarily that they don't want to live there. They don't want to pay the rule that's being imposed on them, right? Like, they don't want from an affordability. And so we talk about it being the market, and sometimes it just isn't the market. It's actually the rules that are in the market that make it more difficult for people.
100%.
So I don't know.
100%.
That's kind of our thought process on.
Well, it's the law, right? Like, what's that stupid Velveeta freaking commercial where it's like, are you the law? So the law, they don't play anymore. I feel like it was a little bit of wild, wild west down here. We had a king tide, maybe a high tide, whatever that came in. You get this much water. We look in the other way, put your shit back together. Good for you.
Exactly. Keep going.
Right? But now it's different. So we have to play by the rules. And when it comes down to local government, that can, God bless most of the people that work in local municipality governments, because
this is not a bash.
They are so close to the people that they serve that they have access to them at all times. Yeah. And I feel like a magnifying glass, and I don't know why, but we need to humanize people a little bit more and realize that most of the people out there are trying to do the very best that they can with the information or the things that they have.
Yeah.
Obviously there's going to be people that are up to no good. Don't get me started nationally, but I just feel like, there's nobody that I can think of, exceptions of City Hall at Treasure Island right now, vindictively, that is denying Bob Smith his permit on 136.
They just need to follow the rules that are set in front of them.
Their hands are tied, just like our hands are tied, that have to be followed. And granted, we can all overthrow the government another day, but it's necessary, because otherwise it would just be martial law out here. People would be building freaking lookout towers, and we don't want that.
No, we don't.
I like having a little big brother oversight to make sure that people just don't go crazy.
And it's kind of all right.
Yes, it's kind of like organized religion. Where would the world be without organized religion? Whether you're pro or con against it, it would be the purge out here, people. Like, come on. Now, granted, I'm not saying that, if the city of Treasure Island gets sucked back to Pinellas County and they lose their city charter, that it's going to be the purge out here. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. We can end it on
TBD.
That's a TBD. So we can end it on the fact of, I guess, and this is palpable for me in multiple instances. We were talking about this previously, but I actually attended a special magistrate meeting today about an issue on a property here that I helped broker a transaction with. And just listening to the real people that were there that were trying to fight their case. And granted, the city attorney's there, the code enforcers are there, the city zoning and planning committees were there, and they actually were remorseful. It seemed as though, in explaining, we understand and it's hard, but because of this, we can't. And also, people, let's also remember that special circumstances, they don't write a law unless they need to. They don't change a policy unless something's happened. They don't change a code unless something has happened or figured out that it's no longer applicable or whatever it is. It can't just be because we want to.
Yeah, I woke
And
up
the
on the
granted
other
is,
side of the bed and now I
if
want to
I
change
let
something.
this guy do this, then that means that all 87 people, or just 87 people over the last 2 years, let alone the 20 years that it's been approved ordinance, 87 people in the last 2 years, how the hell are they going to take that when they
Yeah.
find out that this guy got a special variance, but I didn't?
Yes.
Bring out your
Yeah,
pitchforks.
that's not good, right? You have to be consistent, right? They have
You
to be
have
consistent.
to be consistent. It has to be a one for all and all for one, because at the end of the
Yep.
day, not one King Pumbaa owns this island.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, we can get down off of our box,
So,
but
yeah.
the
So
point
the whole
is,
point of it is that we just, it's an interesting way to look at it. Look at the market in general, is to talk about, like, is it just the market, or is it the rules that we're finding inside the market that create all of these interesting intricacies behind it?
correct. And find yourself somebody that can actually answer these questions for you, or
Yeah.
know where to find the answers to the questions that you have, because
Exactly.
buyer beware.
Buyer
Due
beware.
diligence. Last week was buyers are back, and this week our little PSA I think should be just buyer beware. And we're not
Exactly.
saying that like lions and tigers, oh bears, oh my.
Yeah.
We're saying that because that is literally in your contract that you write for a property. Due diligence.
Yep.
Do it. Do
Yep.
it. Nike, do it. So
It's an expensive mistake if you don't.
and we got your back, but yeah. So it just really matters when you're looking into it, like you said, with the COVID, carpe diem, YOLO.
Yeah.
Don't do that anymore. Okay? Don't do that anymore. No one's doing that anymore. Chad, no one's doing that anymore. So stop it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dad.
Oh
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think. I was like, what? The kids don't even say that anymore. But I'm like, there's something that was more other than carpe diem. I was like, more recent. Yeah. So I don't know. I think my mom's boyfriend said YOLO the other day, and I was like, and it's officially dead.
Yeah. And that would be now officially dead.
I love you, Kelly, but no.
Exactly.
Don't say that, please.
Exactly. Okay, so beaches tie check.
I need a wave where it's like,
yes, exactly. This is the part where we start getting really local with everyone.
we're getting a little loopy and local. Let's go.
Yeah, we get a little loopy
83
and
degrees
local.
in my office, so this is a
Don't blame
hot
it on the
spot of
weather.
beaches tie check.
Yeah, so exciting things that are going on.
Yes.
So first one is that conversations with the mayor, which is so fitting after that last topic that we just had, the fact that we have the ability as a resident and or business owner in the area of Madeira Beach that you can go and join this conversations of the mayor. Now, not only can you join, but she encourages participation. So that is tomorrow at noon at Mad Beach Cantina.
Yep.
And then this weekend is Village Friday on Friday night. So that's really exciting too. I know we've talked about it in these episodes, but those are the two things that are kind of on our hot plate.
Real quick about the Village Friday too, they're actually it's a pirate theme because it's Gasparilla this weekend, and they're launching a new map quest essentially.
Yes.
So James Levique.
Kind of a where's Waldo, but where's Levique?
Where's Levique? Which we all know he's not a saint. We talked about this in one of our OG episodes.
Please do not say
there's
that.
going
He
to
is
be
not a
maps
saint.
that are given out at multiple businesses participating that are going to have Levique kind of hidden in their shops or their restaurants, places. So it's a scavenger hunt. This is going to be a good way to keep the kiddos occupied. And I also think I have it on good authority that the pub crawl specials will also still be in place.
Yes. Yeah, they're gonna make it so there's pub crawls every single Village Friday. And have some good drinks every single time. So that's really exciting. So those were the two main things, but you mentioned Gasparilla. And so for all of the lovely listeners and our Swifties that are our salties that are still paying attention. I did say Swiftie. I'm a Swiftie.
They're going to be the same people. So
they're like the same people. We promise. Maybe we were talking about, maybe that's who we mention every episode is Taylor.
Oh my God, you're right. Instead of Nick Cage. All right, stay tuned, people. We have something very
we just went off topic in our own heads. But so Gasparilla is a Tampa.
Now wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. You keep saying Gasparillo. Is
Rilla.
it Gasparilla? Okay, that was
Yeah.
not me
Okay.
correcting you. It's just I'm new here, so I need to make sure. Okay.
Well, maybe I'm saying it wrong. So Gasparilla
You said like
is,
Brillo pad. Yeah.
oh, okay. So obviously I've never attended, but my
What?
two, yeah, I've never gone. We've been out of town, or we don't want to pay the Uber or whatever, because it's across the main bridge. As anyone that lives in the Barrier Islands knows, that to go across the bridge to Tampa is a feat in itself. But so to
Yeah.
understand what Gasparilla is it's a pirate invasion of the city. There are boats galore that come down through Tampa Bay. There's
What
one,
river? It's
yeah,
a river, right? Hillsborough
yeah,
River.
yeah,
Sure.
they come down that Tampa Bay area through it, and there's one main boat,
Right.
and there's one main pirate,
Correct.
and it is an invasion of Tampa
Of
Bay.
Tampa.
So
Correct.
they do this reenactment of what happened early 1900s.
Dramatic.
This dramatic reenactment where this person is dressed in a pirate outfit, like they're attacking the city, and they graciously hand over the key, like, I give you the key to the city.
So the mayor has to give this pirate the key and says, "Okay, fine, take it." Like, and then the pirates have control over the city, and
They
then
have
they just
control over the city, which, if you've ever been down there, and I actually don't know this personally, but I have two college
you've heard.
children
I
that
heard.
that think this is the greatest and biggest event every year. Every
Perfect.
year. And they do from like 10 to 12 is like the boat parade or the invasion. And then they also do an actual parade where they
All the way
throw
to
beads
City
like
Hall.
Mardi Gras. They throw
Yeah.
beads galore, and there's music, there's vendors, there's celebration, there's a whole bunch of course, drunkenness, and it is, I
They say
think,
Denver need not apply.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the day that pirate has surrendered the key back, because it's like, yeah, I got no part of this thing.
Never mind, you can
Never
have it.
mind. There's not a formal
Well,
meeting of that, but
I got invited this year to participate. Well, not participate, but be in a tent that's going to be along the Land Lovers parade route. I'm going to be honest, and this just sounds like some
are you
entitled.
working the tent?
No, God, no.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
I'm a +1, so it's not even my tent.
This is amazing. I cannot wait to hear about these festivities.
Very excited. And so I will come back with a full report as a rookie Gasparillian. I'm very excited about this. I've lived here for a number of years now. It's so funny. I was telling a couple people after I got invited last week, I was like, I'm so excited I get to go to Gasparilla. And they're like, you've never been? I'm like, calm down. I didn't grow up here. I didn't grow up here.
No,
So,
right. No, I didn't either. So I get it.
my aversion. You know my aversion for driving over to Tampa. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, why would I have gone? And plus, 20 years ago, Caitlin would have enjoyed the asses to elbows. But I need to know that there is a safe space or zone in a tent that I can just retreat to without having to fight
bathroom.
To fight somebody for a porta potty, because I've served my time. I've done the damn thing with Mardi Gras in St. Louis. Not a lot of people realize that St. Louis is the second biggest Mardi Gras, only to New Orleans in this country.
I heard you say that to someone the other day, and I was like,
no way. But it is.
I was like, who wants to go to St. Louis for Mardi Gras? But you never know. I mean, St. Augustine is actually a bigger Paddy's Day celebration than in Ireland.
Yes. Yeah, let's go.
In Ireland. That actually was Americanized, of course.
Oh, that sounds about right. That we'll just take
sounds
it
about right is right.
Ruin it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I would love to do that.
I don't know. We're actually closed on Saturday for business because it's just going to be too cold. So maybe I'll see if I can get Michael to venture
You
on
should
over.
just have him drop you off, and then I'll just slip you my badge out the back of the tent, and then you go around the front, and I'll just stay in there.
What is the tent? You're not working. You're just like
No.
there.
So shout out to Paramount Title. My
Okay,
lovely friend
okay.
Kathy that actually works with Paramount Title Company. They have a tent. And so
Nice.
she invited me as her +1. So it's going to
I
be really
love that.
exciting. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So obviously we'll be responsible. We'll get rides to and from. I don't want to deal with parking. I'm well aware what it's like when you go to an event like this in a metropolitan area. We're not doing that. We're not playing the game. I don't have time.
But that's super exciting.
I'm very exciting. And actually, you did mention it's going to be cooler on Saturday. I mean, I almost don't want to tell the good people up north. It's going to be 58. Oh my!
I know.
But I'm debating whether or not to get some kind of pirate.
You should just look on Amazon. They're super cheap.
I did, but you know what? I don't know. And maybe this is like things we say now because we take drives. But I was like, I was thinking about just putting a bolo out on Facebook or Instagram and just be like, hey, does any of my Tampa Night friends have any pirate garb that I can borrow? What's funny is I had pirate garb.
It's not a one and done, so you'll have it for times to come.
It's very true. I actually had a pirate costume for a Final Friday event like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, you could wear it on honestly on Friday night too if you
it's dead.
Really wanted to get a 2-for deal.
My costume died in the hurricane, so I got to buy something else if I want to do something. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I could get 2-for out of it.
Just buy a shirt and wear your black leggings or something with it, like a red and white shirt and a bandana.
Pirate.
Yeah, it just says, "Look at my costume. I'm a pirate."
Oh no! Now I want to find like an Anchorman shirt where it's like dirty pirate hooker. Remember when he calls Christina Applegate, "You're a dirty pirate hooker." All right. Well, before we just take the cart off the rails and then set it on fire,
we have one more thing, right?
Oh yeah, one more thing.
We got to talk about Dead Bob's.
Oh yes, make sure to tell people.
Dead Bob's is opening like its second branch or restaurant or whatever you want to call it.
They are going to be the restaurant inside of the Elks
Lodge.
Correct. Yeah. So the kitchen has always been, as my understanding, a contracted business with the Elks Lodge. And I guess the restaurateur or restaurantee that was there pre-hurricane decided we're not coming back.
Yep.
Not sure about those negotiations, but Dead Bob's is a staple.
It is.
In this area.
Yeah, they just moved to a bigger location in St. Pete. They're now at 68th and Central.
Yeah.
So they moved a couple doors down. I mean, maybe a lot more than a couple, but they moved to a bigger and larger location. And then they're going to be at the Elks Lodge in Madeira Beach.
I know that they're reasonably priced.
I know you have to be a member, but they will sell memberships at the door for $50. And then you get all the benefits. Yeah, they're ready for people to. You can dine there. You have to buy a membership. Don't be mad.
No, I am mad because I just paid my member dues today of $147.96. What the fuck, Paula? I could have literally just joined at the door for $50. I'm sorry. That should have been the Saltbox Topic. Okay, calm down. Calm down. I literally just paid them today.
That's what it said. I'm just reading you what the material said. It said $50 for a subscription. So, but there might be more details to that. You don't get to participate in certain things. I know you like to gamble there. Maybe you don't get to gamble.
I don't even gamble there. The only reason I joined there is because it's got a pool. Sorry. Well, and for the children, of course, all the money goes.
I'm sure that it's a limited subscription.
All of my membership dollars go for these freaking children that apparently we help support that I have none of. All right, I'm done. Anyway, it's a good cause. Very excited about Dead Bob's.
Well, I'm sure that there's a subscription base and it's tiers, and you've got the largest tier.
No,
she's gonna find
I didn't even donate to the optional things. Like I took them off because I'm a cheap bitch. All right, anyway, we're done.
Well, anyway, I mean. I guess Bob is dead to you, but it's already called Dead Bob, so it's irrelevant. So
you get 4 free burgers or something. What the hell? $50? Okay, sorry, we're done. Anyway,
we will look into that, Salties, to find out the legitimacy of this because
you know what?
I have someone that is fuming on the other side of my camera, And
$50, Paula? Sorry. She's a nice lady too. She's the treasurer. Like, act like she's the one that literally took my wallet and went, "Thank you." Like, all right.
oh, this is why we call it real salty.
If they allow them to vote, I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. Done.
You
Done.
come up with your own list of things that are not subscription based for this. But
yeah. Cool.
Anyway, okay, so I'm going to take us out because I'm pretty sure my good friend Caitlin is going to take us off the rails even farther. So thank you, Salties, for listening to another episode of us. Yeah. Please give us a quick shout out, follow, questions, give us a call, whatever you want to do. We are here to document not only our life, but also to just have some fun too.
And the shady shit that goes down on these islands.
And
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I promise you I'm going to calm down. I'm going to calm down. Calm down.
As Caitlin is staying salty and she's about ready to start sipping often.
That's right.
Cheers, right. Cheers, everybody.
See you. Stay